Hello YouTube friends and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Deidre from Our Upcycled Life and I do lots of thrifting, upcycling, repurposing, and DIY content. Love new crafting friends. So make sure you like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications so you don't miss any great DIY content. Today is all about acrylic drip painting. This is such a neat technique and you can do it for the background of your signs. You can do it on canvas. Great DIY to do with your kids or your grandkids, and it creates such a fantastic effect. This is what I created. I'm going to show you today a step-by-step tutorial of how you can create this yourself. And if you're a true crafter, I know you have all kinds of acrylic paint in your stash that you can use up to do this technique. So let's get started.
Today I'm going to show you how to do the drip painting technique. This is a really fun technique and it uses up all kinds of different colors if you have little scraps in the bottoms of your bottles. The first thing I like to do is I like to put a really dark base coat. I've just got a scrap piece of pine that I'm using, and then I like to layer up the colors. I always start with the darkest color first because when I'm distressing at the very end, it always peeks through and it just gives it more of an authentic feel. And you can use any type of paints for the base. I'm using some chalk paint and some acrylic paint, but now we're ready to do the drip technique. Those 3 layers of base paint have completely dried. I misted it with some water that I had in my spray bottle, and now I've just got out my acrylic paint and I'm just going to do random colors. You can mix and match whatever you think looks beautiful. I'm just putting a little bit at the top of that piece of wood and just dragging it along with a paintbrush just so it's not too globby. And we're just going to add the colors until I'm happy with the way that they look. Now I've set up a towel and I've propped my board so it's sitting up, and I'm just taking my spray bottle and I'm just spraying into that paint that I put along that top ledge and just letting it run down that board. There isn't any right or wrong way to this technique. It's just have fun with colors and let it drip and melt into each other until you love the effect. When I'm out and about shopping, I always see paintings like this in home decor shops or in art galleries, and it's really easy to recreate this type of an effect on a piece of wood. You can do it on canvas. And it's so fun to do with kids. You can let them mess around with all the different colors and it'll keep them happy for a long time. I do find this technique works best with acrylic paint. It drips and runs better when you apply water to it. I find the latex paint and the chalk paint is just too thick and you won't get the same effect. And don't get intimidated if you're doing it and you think it looks crappy, because I find the more paint that you layer on top of it, the better it starts to look. And I love using nice, vibrant colors also. It just makes everything pop. As you can see, once I added this orange, it just made everything all blend in and look fabulous. And then adding this teal, I love it. I have so many different painting tutorials on my channel. If you haven't had a chance to check them all out, I'll put the playlist down below in the description, because I love taking a old salvage piece of wood or a new piece of wood and making it chippy and old and vintage looking. And there's so many different techniques and ways that you can do that. I have a baking soda tutorial, I have a baking powder tutorial, I have a sand paint tutorial, which I absolutely love and I use all the time. I have a salt and pepper painting technique. I have a sawdust painting technique. So if you haven't caught any of those tutorials, make sure you check them out, because there's so many different ways that you can turn your creations and your DIYs into fantastic projects and home decor. Now we're getting close. I love the layers that it's creating. I'm just going to finish, I think, with a little bit more of this white. Keep spraying and blend it all in. And once I get all the colors that I like here, I'm just kind of rotating it and letting that paint drip in different directions. Just gives it a little bit more dimension. And once we get this all finished, I'm going to turn this into a sign, and you'll see how easy it is to take this beautiful creation and turn it into a fun sign. I've got a second piece of wood here that I'm doing another sign using kind of the same similar colors, and I'm just showing you how when you drip in different directions and you add your colors in different layers, how you can get a completely different look. After I was finished dripping all of the colors for this second sign, I took out my heat gun and I started to dry it. And look at the crackle that it created when I started to dry it with that heat gun. I have no idea why that happened or how it happened, but I love the effect. So here is the base of two signs that I did using the dripping painting technique. You can see how different they are and how vibrant and wonderful they turned out. But I really want to turn these into signs with some simple quotes on them. And I'm going to use my Mod Podge reverse graphic transfer method. These graphics are available in my Etsy store if you want to grab them. Make sure you use the code SAVE50 and you'll get 50% off all the graphics in my store. They're downloadable. You can put them on your computer and print them at home for all of your DIY projects. These graphics have sat overnight and now we're ready to take a rag with a little bit of water on them and just dampen it until you can just start to see the graphics show through, and then rub off that paper. If you've been following along here for a while, you know I love this technique for putting graphics on any of my projects, and it's so simple and so easy once you get the hang of it. I think these would be fantastic signs to make for a little kid's room, and they could maybe put their name on it instead of a quote. So many possibilities. After I was finished rubbing all the paper off the graphics, I sealed this up with a glossy polyacrylic sealer, and it just gave it a nice sheen. And how beautiful did these signs turn out? I hope you enjoyed today's video. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, and we'll see you in the next video. And if you love this video, I'm sure you'll really love the next one. Thanks for watching.